Did.
Nope.
Sorry.
No problem. It's another smooth start here to our weekly tech update. Hello, everyone. Hi, Sean. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. Well, I see you've got a nice new room for us today. I like it. It looks good.
In the dining room today.
I like the paint color on this one. All right. Well, let's jump into it. Today we've got a number of things to talk about, and we're going to start with investor marketing.
So we've had several discussions and got some themes going. I circulated a bunch of slogans and other ideas, core ideas. We've got a whole sort of a pipeline, if you will, of creating what they call hero ideas. And those are sort of like the underpinnings, the fundamental things about what is our coin about. Things like, that we're backed by real people, that we have real technology, that we're hybrid, proof of work, proof of stake. So some of the foundational core things about the coin. And then from those we'll derive things that engage people. So what, like here, we're a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake coin. What's great about that? And then we will create content about why that's great. Release these things, every couple of weeks or so to sort of build the momentum, and then ultimately go for conversions, right? So we want people, in our case, to buy the coin, and so we'll then launch ads that build upon those pillars that say, we told you about this, we told you why this was a good idea. Why don't you come in and try to test the waters with us? So we have a very organized marketing pipeline and a whole template that we're using. And so that is well underway.
That's right. Yeah. There's also some thought going into it as far as timing is concerned, and just the general market scene. And this is a great time to do some testing, as you would say, and see how it goes. And as things start to heat up again, then we'll be ready for that as well.
Yep. This is the heads down time when when a lot of the projects that aren't real and are all based on hype, those get called away and
yeah, that's right. They get cleared out.
Yeah.
All right. What's the latest on proof of staking?
We're ready to take the vote. So I'm going to mint the NFT that has the proposal. It's already on Medium, so it'll be very substantially similar to that. Just have to create the NFT that has the hash of the proposal. All the voting mechanism will be the same as we did for the proxy vote of the rewards split. And we'll probably, maybe start it on Monday or Tuesday of next week. We want to give people enough time to get their coins in order to be able to vote, because we're going to take the same process. So at some particular block height, we're going to snapshot it. Whatever your coins were at that block height, that's your voting power. And then we take 7 or 10 days to actually do the vote, and then we take another day to tally. And if it passes, in this case we need 85% to pass, and so if we get the 85%, then I will start development on it.
That's right. This is an official vote on an improvement proposal, so it's a consensus level vote. That would be a fork, and that's why we're looking for 85% of cast votes to pass. Great. I look forward to seeing staking become a thing. And not just staking, for people who haven't looked into it yet, it's hybrid staking, no master nodes. It's arguably significantly better than a lot of the ways competition handles staking.
Yeah, we definitely are able to increase the security by using people's ticket power, if you will. Meaning, the more coins you stake and the longer you stake for, the more power your coins have towards securing the chain. And so people who do those things, who stake more and stake longer, will be helping to secure the chain, as well as creating the economic dynamics that we're looking for, right? Creating less of the sell side pressure, locking up some stuff, and frankly, giving some people, outside people, confidence, right, that there are other people who are willing to commit their capital to this project long term.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, no master nodes, no leader tickets, no approval process. Anyone can stake at any time. And you can stake any amount of coins. Minimum is 30 days. So yeah, very, very open and democratic way of doing it.
Wonderful. It's a great start.
Yep.
All right. Then let's move on to the NFT comedy game show. I know we've got the first test coming up just next week, I believe. It's the 24th, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I actually ran the first in-house test, if you will, this afternoon. There was a couple of small bugs, but nothing serious. I've already fixed them. I may run a community test over the weekend with, say, some of the members on Discord. We can all just hop on and try to play it for fun, just to make sure. But it looks great. It looks like an app. It's just a web page, but it looks like an app on the mobile phone, and it plays perfectly. You know the announcer in real time delivers the question, jokes about it, vamps on it. People vote in real time for whatever they think the right answer is. You have 3 seconds to answer, and then you're scored based on if you get the right answer and how quickly you answer. And then there's a leaderboard that shows who the top scorers are, and will award a prize to the top person, or maybe the top 3 or something like that. But we will do a real live version of this in a comedy club in New York City next Tuesday. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It is going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be a unique, I would say, new way of getting new eyes on this project.
Yep, and we do have like I've said many times, we have a celebrity sponsor. He will be in attendance, and so he's very
that's right.
Very interested. So
he's definitely a known quantity to me. Yep. Very exciting.
Yep.
Super. All right. Then let's move on to web-based arcade games. What is new on that front?
Still in development on that. Nothing to show just yet, but that will be coming soon.
Okay, great. Then let's talk about the latest on the text MMO. I know that you have been, as we spoke last time, looking into building a few things for the back end on that, and you found an old system that looks like it would be a great fit.
Yep. So found some really cool open source. It's called a MUD, Multiuser Dungeon. This is a very archetypal fantasy MMO kind of thing, but it's text only. Some of the technologies, goes back 20, 25 years. It is completely multi-user real time. It has all the kind of features that we want to implement. The only thing that I need to add is the crypto bridge, which is really simple on the server because it's just all API based. So I plan on probably standing something up tomorrow on that. It's all out of the box, ready to go stuff. So I think it'll really speed us to market and give us a cool, like zero install use case game that people can casually play. So
yeah, it's a very mature system. We were talking about this just before we started this broadcast, and this is really my first experience with the internet ever, was getting to see a couple of kids playing this. And even though it was text, it was futuristic at the time because of just how multiplayer it was. Yeah. So having something, that stood the test of time, I think it's very promising. So plus it just fits the whole theme of doing something a little bit more vintage. Yep.
And I think too, we're just, I think, a little bit concerned about doing this on Discord because they have these Byzantine moderation policies, and we're afraid that if someone at Discord perceives us as being play to earn or money laundering or God knows what, right? Like they could just arbitrarily take down whatever server is associated with this project. And so, originally the idea was to bring it into the Dynamo community to draw new eyeballs in, but I think it's just too dangerous. It's just too dangerous. So
it's not worth that risk. It may not scale well, and it's just not worth taking that kind of a risk. Yep. Alrighty. Then we've got Mythic Raiders up next.
Yep, still in development on that as well. We do have two independent teams working on those things. So those are parallel efforts. I'll probably be sharing some screenshots this weekend on that. That's pretty far along in terms of the environment and the characters and the animations and stuff like that. So
yeah,
probably be sharing some updates there. The 2D MMO. There's still some foundational stuff that I'm working on, the Stake Your Claim, because it's loading the map and rendering it is all going to be done in JavaScript instead of using a library. So there's a little bit more foundational work there. So that may take another 5 or 6 days before we can show any progress. But yeah, right. This is pure Unreal Engine. It's all 3D, and so very easy development track. We'll be showing updates soon.
Right. This is, in case anybody doesn't know from last time, this is the 3v3 fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. What's the latest with Total Mayhem?
So we got the animations back from the developer. I have rendered out a number of video clips. Russell wants to still keep it under wraps, but it looks great. It looks, it's professional AAA quality stuff. It's going to be great. This is all for the demo reel. At this point, we're targeting end of June to do all of the promotional materials. We will be minting on Ethereum and using OpenSea as the conduit to get investors from that side. But however, there will still be an allocation for Dynamo and Wrap Dynamo holders to obtain these through a bridge. We'll do a bridge for a brief period of time so that people who have Dynamo want to buy in Dynamo instead of having to convert to Ethereum, they'll be able to buy, and I'll create that liquidity. I just don't want to create it for too long because there could be AML and other kinds of issues around that. And it's not a lot of money, but I'm just, I don't want to come on anybody's radar with that kind of thing on a permanent basis. So during the pre-sale period, Dynamo holders will be able to acquire these directly native token. And then once we launch, everything in the game will be Dynamo or Wrap Dynamo. So all of your winnings, all of your microtransactions, when you breed and create a new one, that'll be sold in Dynamo. So it's just this initial offering of the NFTs. We really want to just, we want to get the exposure of OpenSea and raise the most amount right up front. So I think that's the key to doing that is using a standard chain. So, yep, I think it's coming along very nicely, and we'll be definitely ready for the end of June.
Okay. With the bridge, how will ETH transaction fees be handled or apply?
We're actually, so interestingly, when you do it on OpenSea, you pre-mint. So, and they have a facility where you can gaslessly mint because it's held in a proxy wallet. So when you want to get off OpenSea, you have to pay. But most people just keep their NFTs on OpenSea because that's the by and far the largest liquid market of Ethereum. So that's how they're able to do gasless transactions. They have a layer 2. It's centralized for them, but I don't really care. It's a true ERC 721 contract, and if you want to take it into your MetaMask and get it off OpenSea, you can. I mean, you own it. So it's not like it's a danger from that perspective. But
you can buy without any transaction fees.
You can buy without transaction fees because it's a layer 2 sale. So we're going to mint all of them up front, and then we'll allocate some number of them for Dynamo people, and I'll create the bridge to OpenSea so that you can buy them in Dynamo, but on OpenSea using their layer 2 protocol.
Since we're talking about it, have you by chance noticed what ETH transaction fees are recently with the pullback here? 23
to 25 Gwei, something like that. But that's just doing a standard send. I don't know what minting NFTs is typically like 100 times that. So I don't know, 200 Gwei would probably be, I don't know, $25, $30, something like that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then let's move on to the block header stratum. This is a change to address issues with network congestion for pools, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So currently, the pool operators, when they send down blocks to the miner, they send the entire set of transactions that are needed in order to assemble it, and then the miner assembles the header, solves the nonce, and submits the entire completed block back. And when there's a bunch of transactions, which occasionally there are, then everything kind of grinds to a halt, and the chain stalls for a little while. A couple of minutes in some cases. So we're going to change it so that it only passes the block header down. And you solve the nonce and you just reply with the nonce. So it'll be it's tiny, it's 80 bytes basically is what's going to pass through instead of, in some cases, megabytes. This will be a very good improvement. I completed the development of the miner a couple of days ago. The majority of the work is on the pool itself because the pool now has to assemble the block and then just pass the header down. We had some discussions with one of the larger pool operators who has written his own pool in Go, and he's a little bit busy. He's got some family stuff going on. He's doing a move, and so he said he wouldn't be able to get to it till the end of June. So I said, rather than try to create a bunch of friction and misunderstanding and whatever else, let's wait until he's done, and then I can coordinate with him in the next 2 weeks or so. So we're going to put this one on hold just for a couple of weeks. I'm going to pre-do the development in the main pool, but it's not a priority at this point because you can't do anything for 3 weeks. So.
Okay. Will this change impact solo miners at all, besides them just needing to get a new miner?
Nope. Yeah. Well, they won't even need a new miner.
Oh, they won't need a new miner. Okay.
No. And I am still supporting the old version, so to speak, about it passing the entire block. This will be just a new mode, so it's like mode header or something like that. So it'll still it's an incremental addition to the miner, and then it's no change on the solo at all.
Great. Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, so that will be sometime in June, most likely. Then
end of June, probably. Yeah. We just want to coordinate with the other pool operators. So.
Okay, very good. Let's move on then to the HTML web wallet.
I think we can probably release this tomorrow. I just need to do one little review of some of the code, and I think we're done. So this will be our second wallet, and we can deprecate the purple dinosaur.
Yeah, I still think, like we said before, we probably wouldn't need to keep that active for some people. But other than that, it'll just be kind of on the back burner and behind the scenes.
Yep.
But the new one, it's been in testing for a while, and I haven't seen anybody mention any issues as of late. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great. And this, frankly, we already have the Vidulum wallet too. So I think there's a pretty robust wallet offering once this one is out. I think we're going to be in good shape. And the Vidulum wallet is iOS and Android apps as well. So, so now we have like true mobile plus a couple of web wallets. I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, no, it's a nice spread. Absolutely.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. We've got Isle of Trials on the list.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pick the work up on that next week. So I'll come up with a release of some new features probably towards the end of next week on that.
Okay, very good. Yep. And then the final thing we have is a new item, a small coin consortium.
Mm-hmm. So this is something I had been mulling for a while and sort of wondering why it didn't exist. There's a lot of projects out there that are small and like things like Vidulum or what's the Raven copy that's out there? Not Raptorium, but the other one.
Oh, Raven Light or something like that, or
Pigeon. There's some. Yeah, I can't remember. Dragon something. I don't know. But
I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one guy who does it part time, and he's got a market cap of like 150,000 and his daily trade volume is $50-$60 or something like that. It's a legitimate developer who's been around for a long time, and he's got 10 people in his Discord that are always there, and it's a cool thing. And I was thinking, why can't like all of us little guys band together and, first of all, just have a dialogue, right? Like there's lots of problems that we face every day, and if we could sort of have a forum once every couple of weeks to get together and say, hey, what do you think about this exchange, or what do you think about getting listed? How do you get listed on CoinMarketCap? Or does anybody know, right? Sharing contacts, just being able to network as a developer of a small coin. Second thing that I thought was there would be a lot of value in vetting projects, right? So actually applying some real tests to the project. Does it have liquidity? How many exchanges is it listed on? Does it, are the people behind it, like, do you have their LinkedIn? Do you know that they're actual people? Do they do regular updates? Those kinds of things. By vetting members of this, I think that we could create user and investor confidence, right? So if you know that a person has to go through some process to get into this association, then you can further trust their project, which just elevates all of us, right? It helps to show that we're real. And then, in the sea of scams, something where you know that there's a set of eyes that's gone through and looked at the GitHub, talked with the person on the phone, found their LinkedIn, and know what their background is, that they actually have developers on staff that are actually programming, not just a bunch of hype, and that it's outsourced to someplace in Malta or something, right? So creating that value, I think, is really important. So I think I'm going to try to get together with like 10 different people and create this thing. I think it would be some real value for us and for everybody else just in this genre.
Yeah, and it's also I think a useful service for people who are just new to crypto and are trying to get into it. And it is just a sea of confusion if you're brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't even know where to start. You don't know what to believe, and so having something that takes those measurements and maybe gives a grade or some kind of a score, that's something that can be trusted and like you say, is vetted. I think definitely could help newcomers who are trying to just evaluate what is real and what isn't.
Yep.
I mean, 99% of what we got here is trash.
Yeah, 13,000 coins, but
oh man.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I think the other thing is, being able to, once we get this to a size that's sort of meaningful, Dynamo, let's say, has, I don't know, $170,000 market cap and $400 or $500 a day in volume, right? It's really nothing that's going to attract institutional investors. Plus, the slippage is terrible on all of us small guys, right? There's just not a lot of liquidity,
right?
But what if you had 50 Dynamos, right? All coins that are legit run by people that are actually working on it, that have $500 a day in liquidity. Well, now you got, 250,000 in liquidity or whatever, like that's something, right? Like that's an entity that can take, $100,000 of investment, parse it out to the 50 different people, and have a meaningful impact, not only for the investors, but for the projects as well.
True.
It just grows it. So I think there's an opportunity there to create some kind of index fund or something like that.
Right. A fund that's got, vetted cryptos that are comprising it. And then, there's a number of people who like just scattering, a little money at a bunch of little things anyway. So just getting to put it into an index makes it all a lot simpler.
Yep. And then obviously somebody would have to create the liquidity for that, and potentially even then just wrap it in a token or something like that. I think, there'd be a lot of value in, first of all, giving a, housekeeping seal of approval, right, to projects so that people have confidence, but then allowing people to get exposure to those good projects and helping that ecosystem to just be better because they're getting the capital to be able to advertise or build or whatever else. So it's kind of a win-win, I think, for us.
Yeah. I know it's a very interesting idea. So I know this is a relatively new thought of yours, but would the index essentially be a tradable token then, or what are you kind of thinking?
I was thinking initially that, because I have investors that are wanting exposure to small coins. And as I start to do things like figure out how to invest in Vidulum, I'm realizing there's so many hoops, right, that I have to transfer, from this to this, and then, get on a DEX and do a swap, right? Like there's all these mechanics to get raw exposure to that. I think it would be possible, if the member projects would pledge some amount of liquidity in order to be in the fund, that it could just be managed through an entity. And again, we're only going to offer to accredited investors. So this would be like a 144A placement kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Get a couple $1 million together and spread it out amongst 50 or 100 projects. I think that's viable. Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, good. That brings us to the end of our list. Is there anything else that's on your mind?
No, just need to get back to programming.
You're feeling better, aren't you?
This is my zone.
Yeah. Super.
Yep.
All right. Well then, get out there and vote next week, and have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, everyone.
All right. See ya.